Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to show you the Canadian Automotive Museum in Oshawa, Canada. There are not very many automobile museums in Canada, I don't think. I only remember seeing like maybe 2, 3, 4 at the most in all of my times I've been through Canada, whereas they're all over the States, as you know. So here in Oshawa, Ontario is one, and I couldn't pass it up. So let's go in and take a look at what they have here. So right in front here we have a 1904 Ford Model C replica, rebuilt. And I had never even heard of a Model C. So that is really interesting. Have you ever heard of this brand electric car? I like the way the front end, they have glass cover so you can see the workings of it there. It's got a sunroof. And this, folks, is the most sold vehicle in all history of motor vehicles. The Honda Super Cub. From 1958 to I think it was 2017, they had sold 100 million, that it says here. And this is the 1966 Model 50. They came in different engine sizes from 50 to 125. However, I haven't seen one of these on the streets for a mighty long time. I don't know what's happened to them. And this is a 1904 Orient buckboard. And this is a 4 horsepower engine back here. This says it's the cheapest automobile. There's some details, and it sold for $375. Now I go into 1926 with this monster vehicle. Italian. I wonder what it's like when it rains to get so much water down here on the floorboard and maybe into those controls. There's a 1931 Alfa Romeo. And they've got a 1937 Rolls-Royce Phantom. I always just think it's by its front end radiator. There's a 1966 Raleigh moped. They made very famous bicycles back then too. 1918 Packard and a 1923 Vauxhall from England. 1924 Chevrolet with a canopy retracted back there. And again with the Rolls-Royce radiator front. This is a 1960 Phantom. And here's a 1914 McLaughlin truck. Now here's one I don't think I've seen before. Wow, that's really different looking. Look at this little side seat on there that pulls out. And this is a Kissel Gold Bug Speedster. This green one is a 26 Bentley, right next to a 1983 DeLorean. We've got an 09 Model T, an 08 McLaughlin Model F, 1934 Rolls-Royce, all having that same front. Now this one looks a little different, being back from 1912. 1975 Bricklin. I really like those hidden headlights. And here's a 1928 Bugatti. 1914 Rolls-Royce. And out front in the window here, 1916 Model T. Now the cars I've showed you before are all in the bottom floor, and that's their international vehicles. Up here on the second floor is mostly Canadian made cars. Starting off with a 1903 Redpath. So a lot of these up here I'm not going to recognize at all. Like that one is this. There's an unrestored 1930 Marquette. This is a 1910 McKay. And I didn't know International Harvester made cars. But here's one of them. That's from 1911. And here's a 1914 Brockville. And here is a 1918 Chevrolet, but it's a snowmobile. How about that? And this truck is an REO Speedwagon. And this is a 1922 McLaughlin Dash Buick Special. The nameplate just says McLaughlin, but they collaborated with Buick on that. And here's a brand I've never heard of. This red one. Here's a 1925 Brooks with a steam engine. 1928 Durant. 1912 McLaughlin with 2 spare tires. How about that? You always carry a couple spares. And this is what's left of a 1898 Woods electric car. This is a 1999 Lumina, and it's really special because it was the last one to be made. And you see all these signatures on here. I don't know who all these people are, but that is a lot of people. They probably all worked on building the Lumina. There's another make I've never heard of. There's a 1934 McLaughlin Buick. And this one, on the front plate here, says Buick only. Doesn't say McLaughlin. And in back, has a rumble seat and 2 spare tires built into the sides like that. Here's a 29 Chevrolet and a 29 Ford. And Ford and Chevrolet and some other automakers from the U.S. built factories here in Canada to build cars for Canada. It's a 26 Willys that this glass company used. I guess he stored glass panes like that in this cabinet. Now on the top floor here, the cars, some of them are really crowded in. Those back there you can't get a good look at all. This is a 1926 Ford truck. You can see it's in the back here, it's like an oil tanker. Another one I haven't heard of. Here's a 52 Vauxhall Woody. Look at that wood on the sides there. This is a 57 Dodge, and one thing I find so interesting is that so many of these really long cars from the past are just 2-door cars. And today, cars half this size will have 4 doors. 49 Meteor, and I like this sun visor here. Here's a 1931 McLaughlin Buick that just says Buick on the front. And this car would really impress your friends. Back in 1955 with this Pontiac. And no bucket seats back then. This way the lady passenger can sit up right beside you. And that is a benefit that is long gone. Well folks, I think I've shown you, I would say at least over half of the cars here. Nice collection. It's kind of crowded in with the small building they have here. Now this is the last one I'm going to show you. It was made for the Cars movie. And I looked on both sides and there is no door on either side. How do you get in it? I don't know. That's a mystery. Maybe it's not a real car. Well, that's it. Good day, folks.